arthritis in children. Juvenile, obviously young, idiopathic, it's unknown. It was a calling, actually. I worked at a pharmacy in Bergfleet for 6 years because home-based carers are the community soldiers, If you look at the word arthritis, right? The first part of the word arth refers to joints.
Okay.
The second part of the word, and you've seen it many a times, itis, refers to inflammation.
Put It By The Wall is the #1 podcast nowhere in the world.
I mean, at least that is where they come to be inspired and motivated, my brother.
Okay, you're not lying.
Amen.
Welcome back to another episode of Put It By The Wall, the podcast where we talk about stuff to get you inspired, to make you feel like you can take over the world, stuff to make you smile, and then just stuff in general. I'm your host, Kurt.
Norin?
And today, we've got an excellent guest, a beautiful guest, an intelligent guest. Are you ready? Is that good enough? Want to add one more thing?
Wow.
Julie Martin, and she is the Community Liaison Officer for the Arthritis Foundation of South Africa.
Oh. Okay, I do have a question. My first question, if I can jump in.
Go for it.
Before, because I see our timelines are going in sync. First question, what drew you to the Arthritis Foundation of SA?
It was a calling, actually. I worked at a pharmacy in Bergfleet for 6 years. And then the accountant at the pharmacy, a woman, Mrs. Wood, if I may say her name, she came to me one day and she said, they're looking for somebody at the Arthritis Foundation. And at the time, I had 2 little kids. I had to work on a Saturday, and they just started working on Sundays. And I was already, I was already thinking, I can't do this because I love to go to church on a Sunday.
Amen.
And it wasn't an option for me. And the minute she said that, I said, I don't care where it is, I will go. I will go. She said, well, it's a charity, and charities pay minimal salaries, And I said, just because I'm free on a Saturday and a Sunday now, I can go and do it, And I knew nothing about arthritis. And then I started on the 15th of September, 1994. And when I got to Arthritis Foundation, her husband, the lady that I worked with, was the accountant at Arthritis Foundation.
Okay.
So it was really, I think, God really made a way for me.
Yes.
It wasn't planned, like you say, what drew me to Arthritis Foundation. But then I was a telephonist. I started there.
Yes.
I used to go and, those days they used to say Girl Friday. The post, the bank.
Okay.
To do all of the... Yeah.
And because they were a charity, at the end of the year, season time, just before Christmas, they used to sell greeting cards. They used to have the most beautiful greeting cards. They used to call it Afrikaner series. Yes. It was about all the ships in Table Bay Harbor by artists from 1800s, like Thomas Baines. What is the other one? Thomas Bowler. Things like that. And if you see it, especially the elderly folk, if you're going to Constantiaberg, those areas,
you see those,
and you see at Bishop's Court, you see those beautifully framed collector's items. We used to sell that. And it was greeting cards, but they also used to make big prints, of these artists. And why it was collector's items, they used to have 1 to 100. So the first 100 was So if you had number one, it was like,
Oh, it's
It
a
was
big,
a big
deal.
Okay.
Yes.
I see.
And I used to sort of be the manager of that because I used to have casuals working under me.
Yes.
Only season time, where they packed all those cards, because those days it wasn't like couriers, and
Yeah,
you took
can-
everything to the post office, and the post office worked for
Manual.
you.
Yes.
Yeah, so we had to pack those things nicely in boxes, and so that was the start for me. And then I worked with a lady called, and this is her title, Lady Lovett de Villiers.
Lady.
She was the wife to Lord de Villiers.
Okay.
And she was at the time, she was the director of the Arthritis Foundation. And under her, she mentored me, because later on, I didn't sit in the office anymore because I used to go with her wherever she went. I got my learners, and then, like that. And I used to drive her wherever, because she obviously also got older. And I used to sit at the back, obviously put out all the pamphlets and things for her, and then sit at the back while she was talking. And so I got to hear all about arthritis, and that is how I learned about
That is
arthritis.
basically your start.
So,
And then later on, she used to say, okay, this time you're going to do the talk.
yes.
And it's history from
So
there.
was this you guys going to events and going to this? Okay.
Like
I
we
get
still
it.
do today.
Yes, as
We used to go
about the
to
last time.
ladies groups, church groups,
Okay.
and she was she was well known. I even went with her one year for 2 weeks to Durban, to the Durban coast. We did that whole coast.
So we're just doing workshops.
Wow, that's nice.
Hired a car and we drove all around the coast. So we stayed here for a few days and like
And these were awareness
awareness
campaigns and
campaigns. Yes.
Can I ask you this? I know we jumped into your introduction into arthritis and the foundation and that kind of thing, but just a little bit about yourself. I mean, you don't need to disclose where you live exactly, this address, but a little bit, a brief history.
Who you are. Yeah.
Well, I am. I don't think I want to say my age. I think that's a secret. but I am. I've been married for this year. August will be 35 years.
Cheers, mental cheers.
Same guy.
That is beautiful.
And I have 2 children. One of them is married. I've got a daughter who's the eldest, and she's got 2 children, which is my absolute hartsepunt. 2 grandchildren, a girl and a boy, and I live for my family. I absolutely live for my family. And if I can tell you a secret, my husband and I work together. But I'm the boss.
Oh yeah. You know what?
Just to say.
That is crazy because how's the dynamics? Look, you guys are together at work and you together at home. Obviously at work and at home, yeah. We also have that kind of relationship, me and wifey. We work in the same park, not at the same company, but we work in the same park. And we see each other during the day, go to the shop and that kind of thing. And we see each other at home. And some people can't really understand that because some people's like, still feel. But I mean, there's nothing out of the ordinary for me. So how is that dynamic for you?
Keep it professional.
Yes.
Don't blur the lines.
Work is work, and home and personal things stays there.
Okay.
That's bottom line.
Professionalism.
When you work, and that's it.
A short secret on how you keep your marriage going for us young ones. Like, I mean, we are in the beginning stages also.
Wow, I would say, it's your husband and you, but there needs to be a third party, and that third party needs to be God, because He needs to be the center of your life. And if He's the center of your life, look, I mean, not even Jesus was free of trials and temptation. So who am you and I? And therefore we need God in our life, in our lives, because it's so important. He needs to be he needs to be the steerer in our life, because without him we can do absolutely nothing. I'm sure we can do lots of things, but it will be dear Makar.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So, okay, I have a little. I don't want to say dark, but I want to know is because this is a charity, so you help the community in various ways. What keeps you guys motivated? What keeps you motivated during the tough times? For example, how was it during COVID?
Wow,
for
that was a tough one. Um, just reaching out to people, having that contact, that communication is very important. Just because we have support group, we've always had support groups. So at the time we couldn't have interface meetings, and that's where I'm sure I told you about our webinars that we arrange on the last Thursday of the month. That's where the webinars came in, and the webinars actually helped us a lot in that. But just communicating, we started groups on WhatsApp groups,
Okay.
because we couldn't be together, and so we communicated. So you need that open line of communication at all times, because especially with arthritis, people need, you don't need to be there physically for them, but just that they, any time that they can pick up the
That
phone
mental.
and just, that you on the other side listening to them. It's not what, giving them all these tools and that, but just listening to
To
them.
their concerns and
Yes.
their fears.
And that's important.
Okay.
that's beautiful. And so your role in the foundation, like if you can maybe just elaborate a little bit more on exactly what it is you do, just brei uit net so klein 'n bietjie.
Okay. As it says, community liaison officer. So we in the community, for the foundation. But on the other hand, we for the community.
Yes.
So it's two ways. So on ground level, it's just to impart information on arthritis, creating awareness all the time, so that people have the correct information. There's lots of information there. I mean, Google, but the correct information is so important. So that people know exactly what to do and what is going to help and aid them in the long run. Because this is a disease, a debilitating disease, that 3 o'clock in the morning, nobody's around, you alone.
Yeah.
You need to have tools. You need something to carry you through to the morning. So it's that type of thing, making people aware, creating awareness all the time. So this is what we do on a daily basis through our talks, through our workshops. We have workshops, as you know, for home-based carers, because home-based carers are the community soldiers.
Right, they're the one on the front line, dealing with
They
with
need
the
that
patients.
correct information, the right information to give to these clients of theirs, to help them, to support them. So that is what we do. And then, of course, we're also going to schools, because as I told you previously, the misconception is that arthritis is an old person's disease. But we have a program that's called CHAT. And CHAT stands for Children Have Arthritis Too. And we go to schools, we do workshops with teachers, and then in turn with the kids. And the kids go back, it's a rippling effect. They go back home, they speak to Gogo, to Granny, Grandpa, and they tell
give
them
all that
Yes.
information
back.
that I had no idea. Until speaking to Julie, I had absolutely no idea.
Children could get
that children have arthritis too. I really, honest to God, thought it was only a old people thing.
a 60 and up thing.
50 and up thing, yeah. Can I just ask one question quickly?
Yes, sir.
Before you go in, we just jumped into it and haven't given any information on what arthritis actually is. And if you can maybe just categorize it into like just a few, just so that people can have like a general overview on what arthritis is and the small types of arthritis that you get mixed in.
Okay. So if you look at the word, and I'm actually sorry I didn't bring some of my slides to put up because, you know,
Oh, we will
you
definitely
could
insert
connect.
it.
Yes.
We'll definitely insert it, yes.
If you look at the word arthritis, right? The first part of the word arth refers to joints.
Okay.
The second part of the word, and you've seen it many a times, itis, refers to inflammation. So if you talk about bronchitis,
Tendinitis
inflammation
Of the chest, yeah.
of, yes, tonsillitis, laryngitis, meningitis, and so you can go on and on tot alles oritis. So anything with itis means it's inflammation of some sort. Hence, arthritis means inflammation of joints.
Because there's a doctor bereis.
Mm.
Did you know what this means?
Yeah.
So, then, of course, arthritis is the umbrella name for 150 different conditions. I'm not going to talk about everything, but just the main ones. So we can categorize them into three main groups. Firstly, degenerative arthritis. Secondly, metabolic arthritis. And then thirdly, the last one, autoimmune arthritis. So when we talk about degenerative arthritis, already you can see,
Eating away.
yes, something is declining. And when we talk about degenerative arthritis, we're talking about the cartilage that is breaking down
Okay.
in the joints. And the most common form in this box, if I can put it that way, is osteoarthritis.
Okay, yes.
All of us after the age of 50 and upwards will get some form of osteoarthritis, whether it's in the hands and you have those little knoppies. Oma het gesê knopjig.
Okay.
Knees, very common for women. Hips, very common for men. But you can have it in your elbows, in your shoulders.
Anywhere, basically.
Yes. Your neck, your spine, especially lower spine, in your big toe. Lots of people say it's a bunny and it comes out like that. But that's osteoarthritis of the big toe. Okay. And you'll see if you get a bit older, and you've been sitting for more than half an hour, you can't just get up and run.
I don't want to say it's a thing.
You can't just get up and run. You first get up, sort of shuffle around, especially
To let the
when
blood
you've
flow.
been inactive for most of the night and you get out of bed, you go down the hall.
Yes.
You know.
Your body feels crazy.
Yes. That's osteoarthritis.
Okay.
Stiffness.
Okay.
Okay. And then the breakdown of the cartilage. Then let's move to the middle box. Metabolic arthritis. Now, when we talk about metabolic, we obviously talking about one's metabolism. And we all have either one or the other. We either have a fast metabolism or we have a slow metabolism. If I look at Laurent, I think he's got a very fast metabolism. He can eat and eat and eat and eat, and he just burns the calories.
Yeah.
You know, whereas I just look at a piece of
to the club.
yes, I just look at that piece of chocolate cake, and it's everywhere. You know, so I've got a slow metabolism, and it obviously happens more so in women than men. Because of hormones too, after a certain age, your metabolism slows down. Whatever you do, diet and all that, it just doesn't work because you have a slow metabolism. Now, this group, if I get back to the point, metabolic arthritis, here you need to watch what you eat, what you put into this little hole here. Because gout is the most common form of arthritis fitting into that box.
I see.
And gout is when there's a build-up of uric acid crystals in the blood. And the uric acid crystals make inflammation within the joint. And that's why you'll find men, they're walking so funny because they got a big toe that looks like a tomato.
Okay.
It's so swollen. That uric acid. Now, what is responsible for uric acid to build up like that? There's a chemical found in certain foods, not all the foods we eat, only certain foods, called purines. And purines is responsible for uric acid in the blood, the buildup of it. So if you have gout, then you shouldn't be eating bread. Why? Because what's the composition of bread? It's flour, sugar, and yeast. Now the yeast and the sugar has a reaction. So
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
so people with gout, if they must eat bread, they must have a special bread called rye bread.
Yes.
We all wheat ones.
And then also some of the vegetables, especially the dark green leafy or dark green colored vegetables, like spinach,
Kale.
like kale, like broccoli, like peas. They all are high in purines. So if you eat that and you have gout, you are going to increase the uric acid.
And those are normally veggies that is
That's very
associated with
good.
good health.
It's essential, yeah.
Yes. So for gout patients, they need to go more on the sort of yellowy, orangey
Your
vegetables.
butternuts, your
Darsay,
squashes,
darsay,
stuff like that.
darsay. Then also beverages quickly.
Yes.
No beer because of the yeast. No red wine. No port.
All the good stuff.
All those, even ciders for that matter. And no soft drinks because it's high in sugar and sugar also.
Okay, so it's a problem for me.
What about whiskeys?
Okay, they can have a whiskey with water, obviously.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
We
When you have gout. So if you don't have gout, gaan maar aan,
Okay.
and then also cakes and pies,
For the
pastries
yeast and sugar and what?
all that.
Oh,
Then the other thing is red meat, and it's your beef basically.
the beef.
So now what is beef? Is steak. Beef is sausage, beef is mince, beef is burgers, and then processed meat.
It's so your meat in the can.
Knees and those kind of
Yes,
things.
and
Your
cold meats.
cold meats and stuff.
And then also what we will say in our culture, afval. Any organ meat.
You must stay away.
Should stay away from it.
But only if you're a gout patient.
Only if you're a
Everybody
gout
else,
patient.
enjoy.
If you don't have gout, as I say, carry on.
And then autoimmune was the last.
Then the last one is autoimmune. That's a bit different to the first two that I just spoke about because they're mechanical. You have to do something for it to go wrong.
Okay.
But in this case, with autoimmune,
That's inherent.
Yes, it just goes wrong anyway. Something triggers it and it goes wrong. Therefore, we just spoke about kids. Juvenile idiopathic arthritis, that's what it's called, the name.
Yes.
For arthritis in children. Juvenile, obviously young. Idiopathic, it's unknown. Don't know why these kids get it. But it's autoimmune. Something goes wrong within the immune system. So the immune system doesn't recognize that this is Lorentz risk. So it wants to destroy that joint.
Okay.
So like
and it's unknown why it does that. There's a lot of factors that can trigger it. One of the factors can be genetic. Genetics can sort of play a role there, but it's not always the case. But there's a lot of research going into this. So things like rheumatoid arthritis would be autoimmune. And rheumatoid arthritis is such a painful, debilitating disease. Unlike osteoarthritis can also be very painful at times, but more stiff so. But rheumatoid is just a different ball game. There's inflammation within the synovial membrane, within the joint. And the synovial membrane and the synovial fluid is responsible to lubricate the joint so that the joint moves smoothly, right? So when there's inflammation in there, obviously the joint is going to expand now. So you can just imagine how limited
The
that
movement is.
person is with rheumatoid arthritis. You cannot move freely, especially early morning when they wake up.
Yes.
It's the
Lots of pain and stiffness. But also, another symptom that they have is fatigue. They are so exhausted to the bone. You know, they did nothing, but they are so tired.
Is there any like early injuries in your life? Can that maybe cause or
With osteoarthritis, yes. It, like if you're a soccer player or rugby player and you've injured, there was trauma to the knee or to the
wave.
ankle, it's no longer in alignment, so arthritis will set in eventually. But with the rheumatoid arthritis, it's totally different. There was no trauma, it's autoimmune.
okay?
Something
Yes.
goes wrong. So now, with the first two that I spoke about, it's mechanical, so it's just the joint that's affected. However, when you have an autoimmune type of arthritis, it's not only the joint that's affected, but also the internal organs. So something like lupus is an arthritis, an autoimmune type of arthritis that can affect skin. It's got a butterfly rash, and the minute you go out into the sun and the ultraviolet rays triggers that rash, the symptoms come into play, right? But it's also autoimmune, so it can affect either the kidneys, the heart, the lungs, or the organs. And in the case of lupus, 9 out of 10 times it will affect the kidneys.
Away from lupus, man.
Might have it already.
No, you mustn't joke. It's a very serious.
You never know.
You know, we have a young lady at Tygerberg, because we work a lot with Tygerberg. If I can mention her name, Nuran Rawut. Remarkable woman. She's blind. She's still young. I think she's in her late 30s now. But when she got lupus, the inflammation destroyed her cornea and she became blind. So she wasn't born blind, she became blind because of lupus. But yet she does, she's on the board for the League of the Friends of the Blind. She's on there. Yes. And she's a public relations officer. So she does well for herself.
That's
really.
fantastic.
She's really a fantastic girl. And just to mention, May month is Lupus Awareness Month on the 10th of May. But Tygerberg will have their event on the 23rd of May.
Good.
And we are joining up with them at Tygerberg.
Good. Also, you can get the details, guys. It will be on the screen. My last question. I just want to know, can you recall a moment when you realized what a profound impact your work is doing? One moment in through your whole 30-odd-year career that you realize, think, I'm actually doing something worthwhile.
When you've talked or at an event and somebody comes to you and they say, I've learned such a lot today and I'm going home to
Spread the word.
Spread the word, but also do what you told me to do. Practice these things. Look, there is no cure for arthritis. Unfortunately. But we can live well with arthritis. You can have a good quality of life if you use certain tools. Like anything else.
Techniques and treatments.
Just a short list of things that people with arthritis can do to make life a little bit better.
One of the things is exercise. Exercise is very, very important. To the contrary, people, if they are in pain, don't want to move. But if you don't move it, you will lose it. And with arthritic exercises, it's more stretching exercises.
Not really
Because
physical.
when you stretch the ligaments, the tendons, the muscles around the joint that holds the joint, you are strengthening that joint. So the minute you stretch that type of exercise that you need to do, it helps the joint. And you'll find that it's easier for you then to move.
Okay, to loosen, once you loosen everything up.
Correct. The other thing is a healthy, balanced diet.
Yes. You mentioned, yes.
You know, a well-balanced diet. Don't go on these fair diets, but a well-balanced diet and keep the weight down. Look who's talking.
Try to.
Yes, try to keep the weight down, because if there's extra kilos on your joints, it makes it harder. Yes, the pressure is more, because it's weight bearing.
Yeah.
Understood.
Then I've one more question. What are some early warning signs for people who don't know they might have some form of arthritis, or they're just feeling some pain, or they want to get it checked out?
Firstly, obviously, pain is a
would be-
trigger.
Yes.
Right. So anyway, in the
In
joints.
any joint, and
any
you can
movable-
feel when it's in a joint. However, you do find there's an arthritis that's in the muscles, in the tendons, in the ligaments, the connective tissue, called fibromyalgia.
Oh,
I've heard about that.
that one. Yeah.
So pain is the first symptom.
First indicate.
And then the second one is stiffness. When after being inactive,
Just sitting or laying
Yes.
or anything.
and you get up and you can't, you struggle a little bit. That is another sign of arthritis.
Yes.
And of course, swelling. If you know,
The swelling of the joint.
the swelling of the joint
Okay.
For no reason.
for no reason, is also another indication something's wrong with that joint.
Yeah.
I think I really appreciate your time, because there's so much that I've learned now, and given our conversation we had the last time, there's so much I've learned on the research of arthritis, and listening to you speak and that kind of thing, because we all are kind of affected by it. Someone along the line in the family,
Directly or indirectly.
directly or indirectly, someone has it, or if it's not you yourself. And I think that this information that was shared in this podcast is pristine. It's great. It's obviously something that you guys can use and so forth. So hopefully you guys stuck around until now, and
Yes.
listen to Julie give you all that useful information. Like we said in the beginning, she's also part of the Arthritis Foundation of South Africa. What we'll do is get in contact with them if you're suffering and you have any of these signs and symptoms that she was speaking about, or you guys need to know, hey, I feel a little bit of pain here, this is happening, swelling and that kind of thing, and have any other questions to ask. With Julie's permission, we'll either put it at the bottom of the screen, or we'll link it in the description on YouTube. And you can pop us a message in the comment section, maybe, if you have any questions. What we'll do, we'll take it on and we'll send it
Pass it
on to
along.
Julie, and we'll get back to you with accurate information as soon as we can
From the experts.
from the expert themselves. Or, like I said, we'll put in the email address where you guys can contact the foundation, where you guys can contact Julie, and just have that exchange of information and knowledge, and get you guys back on the right track.
Amen.
This was I enjoyed this. I enjoyed it. Thank you for coming through.
It was a lot that I learned.
I'm sitting here.
I need to go to the doctor just to make sure, because I struggle to get up, and I said, if I sitting for half an hour, then my booty is numb, my feet is tingly. So you see, now I'm a bit weary now.
I think it's also the exercise, man. I
Okay,
think
fair
it's also
enough.
the
Fair enough. I do exercise. Just so by the way, just letting you know.
So once a blue moon. Nonetheless, movement is good. Take a walk to the shop and do all those like small little things like that. Like Julie said, stand up, stretch, and do all those other wonderful things. If you maybe just have anything to close it off.
I would just like to thank both of you for giving me the privilege to represent Arthritis Foundation. And it's so important that people know that we are here. I mean, we've been around for, what
Quite
is it,
the time.
51 years, 1973. So we've been around, and please contact us, for information especially, and even if you need a talk in your community, we are off to Mossel Bay on the 16th of May. Someone's invited us for a whole day workshop, and that's what we're going to do.
Mossel Bay, 16th, there you are. There you are.
Also, you were speaking about the carers earlier on, and I was this just popped into my mind. My grandma used to have a carer. These community carers at Kamara, and I see them walking up and down, and I always look at them and admire. I'm like, I know it's a job, but at the same time, you have to actually like or love what you do, because
And you have to be
You need
empathetic.
to have a passion for
you
that.
need to, because taking care of other people is not easy. You have to be understanding, because like you said, it can be difficult to stand up sometimes
Yes.
and to be patient and that kind of thing. So you guys do an excellent job. Thank you very much. Keep on doing what you're doing.
Amen.
That's it for this episode of Put It By The Wall.
Thank you.
Like I said, hopefully you guys have stuck around until now. Like, comment, subscribe, all the beautiful stuff. That's
Amen.
the best way you guys can show us some love and appreciation for the information and stuff we bring, and just to connect.